Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So yesterday we have seen what needs to be done by a sannyasi. Sannyasi means one who has chitta shuddhi and chitta ekagrata. So in one word, what should he do? Atma vichara. If he has done that properly, then he is his own friend. Otherwise, he will be his own enemy. So what is the difference there? If Atma vichara is initiated, then he will appreciate the illusion of individuality. Then he remains as his friend. Otherwise, he will be within the clutches of this individuality. So in effect, it will be like he is his own enemy. So we have seen yesterday all this. So how was your Atma Vichara, your homework? Were you able to remain as reality itself? Yes, Swami?
Then I will be Jnana Nishta. Only Jnana is there.
Yeah, I tried my best. Try to isolate that individuality.
And then that implies you remained as reality. So then today's topic is based on the follow-up of yesterday what you have done. So today we will see how do we know whether we have remained as reality itself or whether we are trapped by our tricky ego. So there should be some parameters for us to know whether what we have done is correct or not. Because yesterday Atma Vichara is very simple. We are saying, we are questioning directly what is this I. Then based on the sheer strength of your Chitta Shuddhi and Ekagrata, you are able to appreciate its non-existence. And in its place, you are face to face with your real nature. You may say, I have done exactly as it is told. And then I have come to the experience that this aham was never there. But is that exactly not there, or the aham has put a veil in front of you that it is not there? So we should be clear on it. So here Bhagavan is giving hints in the next 3 verses so that we can check and see if our Atma Vichara is on the right track or not. So we can chant verse 7. Jitatmanah prashantasya paramatma samahitaha sitoshna sukha dukkeshu tatamana pamanayoho. So winning over the lower self, that is anatma, that is only mentioned here by saying jitatmanah. So because as we have taken the earlier verse in its most sublime way, where we said, you are your friend only if you expose the illusion of aham. So in continuation to that, here for the word jitatmanaha, what we are saying, winning over the lower self. Lower self means the unreal self. So implies exposing its unreality. Then what will happen? Then that will culminate as remaining as the reality. Paramatma samahita. So if you have won over your lower self, means if you have exposed its illusion, then what is there? Not nothing. What is there? What is always there is there in your experience now. So Paramatma samahitaha. How do we know if we have remained as reality itself or not? Here there is a word prashanti. Prashantasya. Prashanti. What is this prashanti? This is tranquility. So in a way, from where is this tranquility coming from? That is the nature of that infinity itself, which has come into our experience at that moment. That infinity itself is this prashanti, not that it is coming from somewhere. It is in a way synonym for that infinite conscious existence. That Paramatma samahitaha we said, that is the real self. So we have to say then this infinity or this Paramatma, it has a perfume of prashanti, we have to say. That's all. There is no other prashanti there. If you remain as the reality, then that experience is being expressed as prashanti. Why? There is nothing apart from the reality as a reality to initiate any sort of disturbance for this recognition. Got it?
Yeah.
So there is no second thing there which can initiate a disturbance. So reality is there exactly as it always is. So how do we know if we have access to this prashanti or even imagining that? So because the ego is capable of so many things. So now we are saying prashanti. Is there prashanti? Or whether is there any, again, the ego is coming into place. So here you are saying it is, you remain unaffected. Sitoshna sukhadukkeshu tata manapamanayoho. Means you remain unaffected by pleasure and pain, we have to say. So to cause these two, there are various factors. So in those times, these two may be the most prominent thing, heat and cold. Not nowadays, because we have various things, like various ways where man has invented to remain unaffected by heat and cold. Room heaters and air conditioners. So now we have to take what all factors are leading to this pleasure and pain. All those we have to keep in mind as per the current day. So all these factors, they are causing in their own way, they have the potency to cause either pleasure or pain. Then manapamanayo, if somebody praises us, then we will be pleased, happy. If somebody insults us, then automatically there will be pain because of that insult. So in whichever way there is a pain or pleasure, what happens here, if this recognition is there, he is not much bothered about it. Not that he is insensitive, he knows what's happening, but he is not bothered beyond an extent. Na anusochanti we have discussed earlier. Same thing. He is not bothered. So he is able to retain his tranquility. Okay. In the next verse, Bhagavan is further giving hints to verify whether our atma vichara is okay or not. 8th sloka. Jnana vijnana truptatma kutastho vijitendriyaha yukta ityuchyate yogi samaloshtasma kanchanaha. Jnana vijnana truptatma. So there is contentment. So the knowledge acquired has translated to experience of contentment. The process of attaining knowledge, earlier you were saying, no? Jnana and jnana nishta. So jnana in its as jnana without any traces of ajnana in it itself is jnana nishta. There is no difference between both. So jnana, if there is no, jnana itself implies there is no ajnana. So then jnana nishta, that's all. Jnana only is jnana nishta.
Here Jnanishta is addressed as Vijnana.
So when that jnana, you have recognized that this jnana itself is jnana nishta, that is only vijnana. So vijnanam means not, we should not have any imaginations in mind based on biographies or autobiographies. No. So aham implies ajnana. Ajnana in the most crystallized form is aham. So if you have appreciated its non-existence, then ajnana is eliminated. Not that ajnana is there and we have to make effort, then there will be difference between jnana and jnana nishta. You only recognize that it was never there. It was there till you inquire about it. But once you inquire, then when you are face to face about its non-existence, then what has given way? Ajnana. Then what remains is the self, which itself is jnana. Then that itself is jnana nishta. So the jnana is now remaining as vijnanam. Then you are content with it. Then where is that you to be content? There is no you, because there is no individuality. Only contentment is there. Because why there is contentment? We try for contentment. Who tries for contentment? An individual which is not content will try for contentment. So let us take. What is the discontentment, if you ask? Like if you will assume that discontentment means there is something is there which we have to fill. Then there will be contentment we will feel. A glass is there, you till the brim water is there, then that is completely full. So like that we cannot imagine here. Here that individuality by default is discontentment. If there is individuality, then there will be discontentment. And then that individuality will devise various ways for contentment. If there is discontentment, then there is individuality. And then it will survive by making you believe that that discontentment is real, and it will tell based on your age and based on the time and based on the society where you are, what to do to get to contentment, it will tell. And we will do various things. So for example, we want to eat something which is very delicious, we feel. So then you will be content, it will tell. So we went to some place where that dish is found. So what is that dish? Bisibalabat, here in Karnataka. So if you eat that, there will be contentment. Who told? So there is a plan is there. So right now I am discontent, now you eat that, then I will give contentment. Then you go there exactly and you eat. What will happen? They will be content. But what is happening there? The desire is eliminated. And immediately that individuality, for a fraction of a second, it is not there because there is no new plan, and you feel that you are content. Then again that individuality will come and claim ownership. See, I told you to take this, now you got this. So again, because you are not even appreciating, for a fraction of a second it is not there. So basically it is aiming to give contentment in its absence only, but we don't recognize because it all happens in a fraction of a second. And then later it will come with one more plan. Now that what I told you have followed and you got contentment, now you take one more plan I am giving it with it. So this is life as such. So the same thing will continue in the name of sadhana. So here also it will tell, okay, see, you know, anyway, you are discontent. Who is telling? This individuality. And now it will tell you do this, you will be content. And if we look back into our sadhana, same thing we also are doing, following it. So now it knew that this fellow has left his home and he is up to something. So it will come our way and it will give contentment plan to us. So first it will tell, you go to that Mahatma, you go to that Avadut, or even before you go to that temple, you will get contentment. Then you take this mantra, you will get contentment. This puja, this part. Then you do this mantra so many times, you will get contentment. Who is telling all this? This discontent fellow. And we have meticulously followed all that. Then it will tell, now you learn Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Now, Bhashyam you learn. Okay. Shankar Bhashyam you learn. Yes, okay. Then after that, Upanishads. One after other. Then Brahma Sutra. Then later if you are still in this path then like in our Kailas Ashram, then Kandana Kandakadhyaya you go, it will tell. So it is going on. But what are we following? Then it will tell again Jnana. Then it will tell Jnana Nishta. I am not saying that they are not correct, they are in their own way, but here there is a purpose of this discussion. But when will we get this contentment? Only when you have appreciated for sure about its non-existence. That's it. And once you have appreciated, then you acknowledge that contentment. Then what all if you have to do further in life, you do with contentment, not for the sake of contentment. Because the contentment, which is synonym with this individuality, can no more exist because its illusion has been exposed. So there is only contentment. Jnana, vijnana, truptatma. So if the inquiry is on the right track, then Bhagavan is saying this is the way. You will appreciate this contentment born of this experiential recognition about reality. So the jnana has been fruitful here. Okay. Now you may be thinking, what if this contentment also is assumed? Okay, now we have contentment. Who will give this doubt? You have eliminated this aham. So it is vanished. Then if it has to come again, it will come as this doubt. That is correct. You have contentment, but that is also only assumed contentment, it will tell. So how do we know? So for that again, Bhagavan is giving. He is saying kutastha. This contentment is real and not assumed if it remains unaltered, or it is changeless, or unmoved, unshakable. Kutastha. So the inputs from the sense organs, which we are familiar with even before this recognition, they seem to disturb this recognition. They seem to challenge this. But if this recognition is correct, then this knowledge doesn't alter. It is changeless. The inputs from sense organs cannot disturb you. So that's why it is said vijitendriyaha. Means the sense organs by nature they are made to bring in lot of inputs to you. So they will bring Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, they will bring. Earlier this individuality is using all this to thrive. But now the individuality's illusion has been exposed. If it is exposed and you are in that contentment, in that prashanti, then whatever the inputs come, if you are not, again, the inputs are not capable of inducing in you a sense of individuality, then your recognition is correct. Again, there is no point in doubting that recognition, that is correct, we are saying. It is unshakable because why? He remains absorbed in the reality itself. That's why it is mentioned here, yukta ityuchyate yogi. He remains absorbed in the reality itself or remains only as reality. So identity now is with the unchanging self. So he knows that there is nothing other than reality. So if there is nothing other than reality, then what happened to this unreality? You are saying there is nothing other than this reality. Then what happened to this unreality? Correct. Perfect.
सांप और रस्सी जैसे.
So what happened to that? What is the word that Bhashikara will often use?
My illusion.
What happened to this manifestation? Brihadaranyaka. What happened to this manifestation?
It becomes one with. Doesn't have individuality.
Is it there? Is it there? It is there.
As reality.
Yeah.
It's
So
as reality.
what is that word? Bada. Bada. Sublation has happened. No? This is only. There is bada of this entire manifestation. That's why here it is shown samaloshtashma kanchana. So he has samabuddhi. Why that samabuddhi is there? Not that he cannot differentiate between metal and gold, but here we are saying there is bada of this manifestation. It is there physically, but he knows exactly the reality of this entire manifestation. He knew what is his reality. Till then he assumed that he is an individual. Now he knows for sure that there is never an individual. Then whatever is there till then in the realm of name and form is all commentary of this individuality. All that has been gone. Because there is no individual itself. Then what is their reality? Then only reality is there. So that name and form which you have assumed earlier, physically it is there, but that mental commentary associated with that physical forms is not there. So that's why we are saying bada, sublation. So it will all stand negated. That's what, to indicate that here the word samaloshtashma kanchana is mentioned. This is further emphasized in next sloka too. Shurun mitra udasina madhyastadvesha bandhushu sadhushvapi cha papeshu samabuddhir visishyate. So the people around us are labeled usually to be one among all these. Shuhrut. Shuhrut means one who supports us. Mitra, friend. Hari, enemy. Then some are udasina, neutral. They don't take any stand. Then madhyastha. Madhyastha also doesn't take any stand, but he appears to be on both sides, and he will try to resolve the situation. Dvesha, hateful. Some are repulsive to us. They hate us. They hate you. Then bandhu, relative. Sadhu, good. Papi, sinners. So this is it. So all the people around you, the mind tends to label them into one of them. So now what is happening? These labels are based on their qualities. With respect to what? To our individuality. To you, one fellow is a friend. To you, one fellow is enemy. To you, to me. So there is a me here, or I there. So they all are like that because of what? Because of this I. Not that they are there like that. This I
Is labeled.
has labeled them to be so and so. And if you ask this I why you have labeled, it will give you a very beautiful explanation. Based on what its past experiences with such individuals. Okay. So here the discussion is about one who is a sannyasi. Sannyasi means here only, we are not talking about this dress or anything. We are saying one who has chitta shuddhi and chitta ekagrata. Not that he has these two, no. He has them and he has utilized them well for initiating atma vichara also. And as a result of that, he has recognized the illusion of individuality. So, in his context, we are talking this. Now, what will happen to these labels when there is no individuality? If you say, the labels will lose their meaning. Why they will lose their meaning? Because he has samabuddhi, samatvam. How is that possible? In the absence of individuality, what remains? Reality, that is, that infinite conscious existence alone remains, which alone is appearing as various forms, including his own form. So when you wake up, if you look in the mirror, what are you seeing is a form, an appearance of infinite conscious existence. So there is one Swami I met long back when I was studying. So he has his seat, asana seat, he is sitting there. Because we are students and inquisitive, asking questions. So we had the privilege to go to his room and meet him. Because Swami used to encourage all youngsters in this path and answer all questions. So once I happened to go into his room directly, where he opened his eyes and he asked them to send those students inside. So we went, and next to him there is a mirror kept. So he is sitting like this, meditating, asana, everything is there, but here there is a mirror. So then later we came to know that that is a tradition. So afterwards we had a lot of discussions on that. So basically when this individuality which we are talking about, it immediately identifies first with this body and mind. First that it will do by default. Then it will, as an extension of that, it will label the entire world. So when they look at their mirror and they will know that this what we are looking is exactly like any of these manifestations. What you are looking there means your own image of yourself, that is same like any of these other images that they are appearing. Then who am I who is looking at them? Not any of this manifestation. And you are the formless supreme principle. Gone? So in a way, there are various ways of coming to the reality. This is one way. So I am not this body. So that tradition, that sampradaya is using that mirror for that.
Aina Devi.
So they all are pointing towards that. So here, if you have exposed the illusion of individuality, then whatever is appearing in front of you, it is this your own form is not different from any other forms. You don't take your stand as an individuality anymore. Then what are all these? If you say they are all just names, they are all names and they have their support in the speech. Vacharambanam, vikaro, namadeyam. All these names, what we told, mitra, dvesha, bandhu, papi, these are all names and they have their support in the speech. Does that mean he does not recognize them based on their qualities? No, he is not a fool that he doesn't know who is who. He knows them to be so and so, but he is not mentally disturbed by them, as he has samabuddhi towards them. Got it? Bhada means this. Not that you don't appreciate it anymore. You appreciate it, but still they cannot influence you beyond a limit. They cannot influence you because you know the reality of them. Why? Because you know the reality of yourself. So, like example, we'll go back to that mirror thing. If he is saying that his own body is an image and not him, then what would his attitude be towards all of you? He is dealing with whom? In a way, images. So he feels he is the mirror and everything other than that is images only. So what is that mirror? Infinite consciousness. That Vishwan Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijanthargatam. So they are all appearing within that mirror, all of us, everything. So he appreciates them, but he is not disturbed by them anymore. Okay, so in these 3 slokas, Bhagavan has given us hints to see if this atma vichara, what we have initiated, is fruitful or not. So in a way, if it is fruitful, then it will manifest in 2 broad ways for you to verify. One is presence of these characteristics of the reality. What is that? At the most we can see this prashanti. Reality itself is the infinity, and that itself you are saying is prashanti. And the other side, absence of these effects of aham. That's all. If individuality is not there, then there is reality. So reality is there, prashanti is there.
Default.
By default. Then if this individuality is not there, because of that there are so many uses. That also we have seen now. So when these are there by default, then that is the result of atma vichara. Then you are on the right track. Here there can be one doubt, especially for all of you who are well versed in scriptures. Why are the portals of the North scriptures discussed till now? To own this reality, there are so many portals. Panchakosh Vivek is there, Avasthana Traya Sakshi is there, Omkara Lai Chintana, Dhyanam is there. All are aiming to take you to the reality. Mahavakyas have not been told till now, and you are saying as though everything is over. We are not, you are okay, at least Jnana, you are saying no, Jnana Nishtha itself you are saying, but you are not even touched on anything what the scriptures told till now. That doubt can come up. So what would be the answer? Why did we not discuss these portals or prakriyas from Upanishads or other texts to recognize reality? And why did we discuss about atma vichara?
Because we are sannyasis.
Because we have already studied scriptures for a long time. And all prakriyas are attempting to do only one thing. They all point towards the reality and they aim to annihilate the individuality, the ignorance that jivatma is different than paramatma. That's what all mahavakyas. Mahavakyas means what? Negate the individuality and you affirm the reality. That's what they are doing. Or to tell in another way, what are they doing? They point to Jiva Brahma Aikyam. Scriptures. That doesn't mean that Jiva as such is Brahman. Jiva Brahma Aikyam means what? Jiva is Brahman. The reality of Jiva is Brahman only. That's what they are saying. No? They are not saying Jiva is Brahman. They are not saying. Or they are not saying Brahman is Jiva. Means you are not, they are not trying to retain you as you are, with this individuality, and glorify that individuality they are doing. No, they are not doing. They are negating this individuality. And they are saying whatever is there is always the reality and that only is Brahman. Yes. Okay. What is non-reality of Jiva that will induce in us an experience of being separate from Brahman? Yes? What is that non-reality of Jiva that induces in us experience of being separate from Brahman?
Ahankara.
Ahankara. Perfect. Ahankara, individuality, that only. That is that real? Non-reality of Jiva. But that has the potency to induce in us experience of being separate from the reality. That is ahankara. So, aham, whatever you say, individuality or ego, whatever. Is this really there? Is this really there? It is not there. Then what is the problem? If it is not there, then why do you need scriptures? Only to point out that it is not there. See, it is not there. Then scriptures, considerable amount of our life we are spent for scriptures. Why it is not there? Then why? What are all these scriptures doing? Not one or two, the endless texts, all aiming to nullify individuality in one way or other. If it is not there, then why do we need them at all? Then there are sadhaks spending a decade or two to learn various scriptures, which are aiming to point out that there is no aham. Which anyway is not there in the first place. Is not there in the first place. And again they are all attempting to tell that it is not there. Does this not look ridiculous? Why are there all these various yogas, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga? If aham or individuality is not there at all, why are all these? What is the use of all these? If you ask, then you may say, we have to admit that it is there and it is not there. Because how can we? Because they all have been told by great masters and everybody. So, Bhagavan himself is telling. So, we will say, okay, they are there and they are not there also. What is there? Aham is there. That's why they are all trying to negate it. And it is not there in reality also, we are saying. How? How can it be both? It is not there in reality, but it seems to be there. That's all. It is not there, but it seems to be there. So that phenomenon, what do you call usually? That phenomenon, we usually call it as illusion. Yes? Illusion, we say. It is not there, but it appears to be there. Famous example, we all know. Snake and rope. So here, snake is not there in reality, but it appears to be. Till it is recognized to be an illusion. That's all. But this example is not correct. Like any other example, examples have their own limitation. This example too. Why? Because here there are two things. See, listen very carefully. Here there are two things. There is a snake and there is a rope. You know about a rope. You have experience of a rope. Yes? And solid rope, you know. And then you have you have used that rope to tie various things, all that. And there is a snake also. Why snake has bitten and some neighbor died, and we know that there are poisonous, non-poisonous. Already you have very clear knowledge about snake. So, like that, in the case of aham, is that the case? Here really there are two are there, snake and rope, and you are mistaking one for another. In aham,
Till the knowledge it is there.
there is nothing like aham. Unlike these two here. So here you can point out this is this, this is this. Here, to what are you pointing? To, if at all you say that only is the reality. To reality only you are pointing and telling something. There are no two. That's why the whole Advaita is because of this.
Here also, no two at all.
No, in your mind you have the experience of two. Even that is not possible, you are saying here.
The mind it is there, no?
Which one?
Here also, atma and anatma, that the mind it is there. No?
In the mind it is there, so we are saying you,
That is why I am saying.
you are assuming that it is there. It is not there, you are assuming that it is there, and to this assumption you have given such a strength that you are feeling it to be real. So it is not there, we are saying. So illusion is possible, okay, in all such things it is possible, but here we are saying there is no scope. So what is reality alone, you are giving the word unreal. So why this discussion? There is to emphasize that there is no aham at all from the reality standpoint at any point of time. Then if it is not there, why does it appear to come to this point only? You take this whole discussion constructively to come to this point. If it is not there, then why does it appear to be? Why? Not there. Then why it is appearing? Because we have not
known the realize.
inquired about its
Illusion.
about its reality. We have not inquired whether it is really there or not. That's all. So it was never there, but because we have not inquired whether it is there or not, so we are assuming that it is there. We have not questioned about its existence. If that is the case, then what is the solution?
Inquiry.
Only solution is inquiry. To bring to this point, I am saying. So, like if you, the most famous Mahavakya, if you look at also, Tattvamasi, so what are they trying to say there? You say that you are that, then you will tell, how can I be that? It is not, you are that, it is telling, that's all. Then if you say, no, I am this, no, you are that only. You tell one more teaching. 9 times same thing, you are that. Then what happened to this aham? But I am assuming something till now. Little you consider and give a different teaching. No, you are that. So 9 times what is negated there? Only that individuality is negated. That's why if it is not there, then the direct solution for that will be only inquiry, atma vichara. Atma vichara is the direct method. So aham is anatma, that is question, and what remains is paramatma. And that is synonym for prashanti. Okay. So the homework is to continue with this process of self-inquiry. We'll do for a minute. So you can close your eyes. So you can hear the sound made by the squirrels. So who is hearing those sounds? I am hearing. Who am I? So you remain as that knowing, that knowingness without any limitations. That limitless consciousness, that is only peace, the prashanti. Further, if you are hearing some sounds, it is this consciousness that is appearing as all those sounds. Now there is only consciousness, and the consciousness appearing as various sounds. Now if you open your eyes, you can open, all of you. Then that same consciousness, exactly as we assume that it is appearing as various sounds, it is appearing now as sounds and forms. We are not giving scope for individuality. So in the meditation, we recognized ourselves to be this infinity, infinite consciousness. And when you close your eyes, you are only hearing, experiencing these sounds. So there, that consciousness is appearing as those sounds. And then when you open your eyes, that consciousness is appearing as all these forms. So there is no scope for entertaining individuality. Now you can look back and see all those 3 slokas which we discussed, whether they will fall in place based on our experience, based on this experience. So Prashanti is there, Paramatma Samahitaha, it only is. Then if you look at whatever is there other than that is only its appearance, whether it is external objects or people or your emotions, thoughts, everything, it is its appearance. So you remain unaffected by them. So in this way, you can continue meditation later. So this is the homework for you. So that Prashanti should be there in the background, remaining unaffected by manifestation. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.